So now we can go ahead and grab our own posts that related to some certain categories. So if we see down here, if we click on this one, you can see that we got our own ID right here, and we need to match this ID to the number of posts in the posts table that hold the same category ID down here. So we can grab all of them and just, you know, show them on this page. So basically this category page down here, it's going to be like the index. All right, but we're not going to show the categories in it. All right, so it will only show like the posts. So if we go up here, if we go to index, we can grab both of those, and we need the footer, includes footer. We have a slash down here, and we need to go back, and in this one we also need to go back. So basically this is going to be it. So if we go to anyone, actually right now we go to sports, you can see that we got everything that we need right here. All right, so let's go to this, because that's the category that we created the posts with. So we are going to be working with this. Right, so everything is working fine. And if we go back, we need to grab this whole thing, this whole div. Right, so if we grab it like this, and if we go down here, all right, and now we can go ahead and write our own query. We go over here, we can actually grab something else. We can grab the posts. Right, so it's basically says all posts and the query, and we can go ahead now and write our own query. But I don't want to write it just here. I want to go ahead and write it so I can show you everything that we're working with. I need to go and write it at the SQL down here. Right, so I hope that you're seeing this. Now I think that you can see. We can go ahead and say select all from categories, join, and this is like the complicated thing that I talked about, the join down here. And the join basically joins two tables in like one value. If we have two values that are in the same two tables, it will join them based on this value, so we can get every other column and every other row in the two tables. All right, so if we go select all from categories, join posts on categories, and those are the two main columns that we are going to be joining the two tables together. Categories.id equals posts dot category dash or underscore id. So if we actually go like this, so basically we're saying select all from categories and join the table posts with it, where the categories.id, which is can show you what's going on. Where like the categories.id, it's like we need like the full table or the full column name, which starts with the table name and then the column, whereas this id down here in the categories table matches our own category like underscore id down here at the posts table. All right, so if we go ahead and go, you can say that we got our own post that we actually created in the last video. You like we got the ID, the name, and the created, and those are the columns for the category, and this whole thing, like to the end, is the post the post table. All right, so I hope that makes sense. So basically, if we go down here to show query, actually we can go over here and do another thing which is the where. And the where basically allows us to put some kind of condition, and I'm gonna say where, like the category's ID equal like 1. Okay, which is like the thing that we're getting down here, the parameter that we're getting down here. So if we go now, of course it will show the same thing down here. So we have this ID that matches this ID down here. All right, so I hope that makes sense. I know it's a little bit complicated, but you can work with it. Of course, if we inserted some other like post with the same category one, it will get us this post too, because we're doing an inner join down here, or just a simple join. So if we go ahead and actually create some post, we're gonna say post 3. Just real quick, subtitle post 3, and if we grab some text, okay, and if we do TV, which holds the category ID of number 1, if we go and grab some image, if we go create, if we got it down here. All right, let me go ahead. I'm gonna copy all of this because I'm going to refresh. Okay, so we're saying down here, no, this is the categories, we need the posts table. If we like go over here and refresh, you can see that we got the category ID down here. Now if we go to SQL and go, we actually need the category, the categories .id number 1, or maybe we can go, it's basically the same thing, posts dot category, basically the same thing, so don't worry about it. All right, so if we go, so we have our own tool, like posts down here, which holds this same category ID, or category underscore ID. So I'm guessing that you got the idea by now. So basically we need to go down here. I'm not going to select everything because that's like too much. What we need to grab is we need to grab the post title, the subtitle, and the username and the date, and we need to grab the ID because we need, like when we click on one post, we need it to go like to the show single post, and of course we need the categories .id. Right, so those are like 7, so we're gonna be using like aliases, so when we actually select them, we will have like some clear names. So if we go posts .id as ID, posts .title as title, posts .subtitle as subtitle, posts .username as username, posts dot created at as created at, and posts like we grab this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe the last thing that we need to do is the category ID itself. So categories dot ID as well, maybe we'll keep it like posts. Maybe we'll keep it like posts dot category ID. It's basically the same thing. So we need to grab this one down here. So I know it's getting a bit complicated. I know it's like wow, this is like extremely crazy, but it's not a big deal. So basically what we did is we're just giving it an alias. It's like a clear name for it that will actually help us when we're selecting our own data. So basically it's a join with an alias. So everything that down here we give an alias. It's nothing big. All right, so if we like grab all of this, we copy it and go down here. Right, so this is like huge. Let me customize it a bit. All right, so looking fine and a bit complicated, to be honest, I know. So if we go down here, this is the post ID. So if you go rows, yeah, so it's basically rows. If we go rows and grabs the ID that's down here. Okay, the second thing, it grabs the title, which is down here, and the third thing grabs the subtitle, which is over here, and fourth thing that grabs is the username, which is down over here. We need it to be like user name, like this. All right, and it grabs posts.created at, which is over here. We need to be created at down here. All right, so I guess that's basically it. Now it will go now not for the ID down here. We need to grab our own ID that we got from when we click on one of these. So if we click on one of these, we got one. Of course, like it got our own posts, but you know, it's not going to be one forever, right? We need to make this dynamic. So we need to grab the cat ID as we did in like the show single post thing down here. All right, so if we go if s set get, if we grab cat ID, so we'll basically want to take this in a variable, cat ID, and we're going to take every one of this, right? And we need to go put it down over here. All right, so let's leave this. We don't need a semicolon. Right, so I'm guessing that everything now is looking great. If we save all of this, and we go and refresh. Let's see what we got. And let's say if we click on one of these, that we actually go into post 3 down here, and post 2, which of course, so everything is working perfectly, because like post 2 and post 3, if you look up over here, both of them, post 2, post 2, post 3, these are the subtitles. They hold the category ID 1, which is the category ID in the posts table, which is 1, and it matches the categories.id in the category ID down here. So I guess that you got the idea. So if we go ahead and actually let's create some other post which is not with like the category ID 1. So we're gonna go post 4, subtitle post 4. I know this is like taking too long, and let's say sports, which has the ID 2. If we go for this picture, we go create, now we have our own posts 4. Right, so if we go and refresh, so it's actually not here, because it's of course has, if we look up over here at the browse, no, this is like categories, like all of them are categories. That's impossible. Okay, that's fine. If we look up over here, it actually has the category ID of 2, so it basically should be in the categories 2 down here, which is sports. So if we click on it, you can see that we got our own post down here. So this is as beautiful as it can get. So I hope that I did not confuse you or anything. If you have any questions, you can ask them right away. I know like this query sounds a bit huge, but we had to use the aliases because it will make it easier for us down here to submit or to echo out our own variables down over here. So I guess that you liked it. I hope that you liked it, and see you on the next one. Maybe we'll go over here as a final step and echo out 404 for now, and we will change it later. Right, so that's it, and thanks.